What do you feel about universal health care?
How do I feel about it?
Yeah.
I think
Every other westernized...
I think it's a disgrace that the United States of America doesn't do what every other advanced industrialized nation in the world, and some not so advanced, have been doing for years. And that is making sure that everybody has decent, affordable health care.
How is it, so this is what I say to people.
Yeah.
In America, we spend 18% of GDP on health care. No one else spends...
Going to 20.
No one else spends more than 12%,
Right,
the
right,
French,
right.
with better outcomes.
Right.
When did it become American to spend more and pay less? And why didn't a President Obama come out? He understands this. He's a very smart guy. Why doesn't he come out, or a Hillary Clinton come out and explain this to the American people?
Well, I think Obama tried to. Remember, he was operating with a Congress that, among other things, has the filibuster. And I think did a remarkable job getting us close under the circumstances. And remember, it was only 2 years, and then the reaction to this was a Republican Congress.
Right.
Now, where are we? Well, I'm not sure. Anybody knows where we are at this point. But is it better now than it was before Obama? Yes. Is there any reason why we still ought to have 20 or 30 million people without health insurance in the United States? No. We're paying for them every time they walk into the emergency room. It's not as if...
So are you, not to get into specifics, are you in favor of Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren basically pushing this?
Look, I've been for universal Medicare since Harry Truman first proposed it in 1945. Mm-hmm. And the ironic thing about this is that for those of us 65 and older, we have a single payer system. We have Medicare, and it works extremely well with very little overhead, 2 to 3%. The private system is spending 20 to 25% of everything it gets on administrative overhead because it's so complicated, so confusing, and so on. Now, you don't necessarily have to have a single payer system to have good health care at reasonable cost. Germany is that kind of...
Switzerland, the same
Germany
thing.
has, yes, Switzerland. I mean, a lot of these... Germany's got a couple of hundred insurance companies. They call them sickness funds. They're like a couple of hundred Blue Cross Blue Shields. They spend half of what we spend for substantially greater benefits, including 3 weeks at the spa, if a doctor recommends it. Their health outcomes are far better. So far as I know, doctors are doing reasonably well. How come they're doing it? Well, because health insurance is health insurance. It's not 75 different plans with 18,000 variations and all of the complexity that comes with that. And so you can, either way, you can have a multi-payer system that's very efficient. You can have a single-payer system that's very efficient. The question is, how do we get a Congress that supports it? And one of the most important things coming up now, the congressional elections in 2018. I mean, this is a huge opportunity for the Democratic Party to get serious about taking over the Congress.
Do you think they should talk about health care, or what do you think they should talk about?
Democrats?
The Democrats, yeah.
No question about it. I think it's one of the great Republican vulnerabilities. Now that people have seen what's happened here. It took a while and took a strong reaction, but there's no reason under the sun why we can't do what the Canadians are doing, the Germans are doing, the Swiss are doing, the Australians are doing, the French are doing. They all have different systems, but they're all universal, and they cost about half of what ours cost.
Governor, it's been a real pleasure.
Thanks.
I very much appreciate your time. It seems simple to me. I mean, we're in agreement on almost everything.
It is simple, but remember...
How do we educate the people?
One of the things you try to do is go out there and do this. You know, it's kind of complicated. It's a crazy kind of communications world these days, but that's part of the job of political leadership.